Construction site excavation causes collapse in New Taipei City. Cargo ship cuts Taiwan's undersea cable, suspected Chinese involvement. Worker dies in Taipei New Year's Eve stage construction accident. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau resigns. Biden blocks Japan's Nippon Steel from acquiring U.S. steel. TikTok fined $10 million in Venezuela. Boy survives 5 days in lion-infested game park. Chile's president leads journey to South Pole in historic trip.
Hello, I'm Johnny. Thank you for joining us in Funday News. It's Tuesday, January 7th, and here are your top stories. In local news, on January 6th, excavation at a Sonchong district construction site causes nearby homes to tilt and crack. Authorities evacuated 9 households and 14 apartments. Emergency measures were taken, and the builder and contractor were fined $90,000 NT each. A building at number 184 collapsed at nearly 9 p.m., but no one was injured. The city demolished a nearby at-risk building at number 190 overnight for safety. On January 3rd, the cargo ship Sunxing 39 served an undersea cable off Keelung. While the ship is registered in Cameroon, online speculation points to Chinese involvement due to the ship's strange route, which appeared to repeatedly cross the cable's path, sparking conspiracy theories. On December 25th, a worker fell from scaffolding while building the New Year's Eve stage in Taipei. Despite rescue efforts, the worker, Lawa Arik, the lead singer of Ark of Salvation, was declared dead. The city fined the main contractor and subcontractor $150,000 NT each for safety violations. And in global news, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has announced his resignation as the leader of his party. He will remain Prime Minister in a caretaker capacity and leave office once a new ruling party leader is chosen. Canada's parliament will be suspended until March 24th while the new leader is selected. Trudeau, who has led the Liberal Party for 11 years and served as Prime Minister for 9, was facing a mounting set of crises, including Donald Trump's tariff threats, the resignation of key allies, and disastrous opinion polls.
Justin Trudeau said he fought for this country during his nearly 10-year premiership after announcing his resignation as the leader of the ruling Liberal Party. Trudeau highlighted his administration's support for Ukraine and his policies during the COVID-19 pandemic as some of his greatest achievements since taking power in 2015. That year, he claimed the premiership after campaigning on an anti-conservative platform and securing a clear majority in the October elections, defeating his predecessor, Stephen Harper. One of the country's youngest ever leaders, Trudeau rose to popularity by promoting progressive values on the global stage, positioning himself as an antidote to former President Donald Trump. He went on to win successive elections in 2019 and 2021.
President Joe Biden announced Friday that he has decided to block a $15 billion takeover of U.S. steel by the Japanese company Nippon Steel, capping a year-long business saga that spilled into election politics. A national security review by a Treasury Department committee failed to reach a consensus on the deal last month, deferring the final decision to the president. Donald Trump also voiced opposition to the takeover proposal during the 2024 presidential campaign. U.S. Steel stock fell more than 6% on Friday.
The president, who leaves office in just over 2 weeks, faced a challenging political calculus regarding the fate of the iconic Pittsburgh-based firm. Allowing a foreign entity with far greater resources to take it over could stabilize the business financially, while keeping U.S. steel in American hands risked the company's survival amid intense foreign competition. However, the deal faced opposition from a powerful steelworkers union. In a joint statement, U.S. Steel and Nippon Steel condemned Biden's decision, calling it a clear violation of due process and the law. The companies also hinted at potential legal action. Later on Friday, U.S. Steel CEO David Burritt released a statement criticizing Biden, describing the decision as shameful and corrupt.
Venezuela's Supreme Court has fined TikTok $10 million, accusing the platform of failing to control the spread of viral challenges that allegedly led to the death of 3 children. The company has been given 8 days to pay the fine to the National Communications Commission, with the money earmarked to create a special fund to compensate the victims of the viral challenges. TikTok has also been ordered to establish an office in the country to represent itself. The court did not specify the consequences if TikTok fails to comply with the ruling.
In November, Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro stated that at least 2 of the children had died after participating in challenges involving inhaling toxic substances or taking anxiety medication without falling asleep. The ruling claimed that TikTok had not implemented the necessary and adequate measures to prevent the dissemination of publications whose content is elusive to the so-called viral challenges, violating the legal system in Venezuela. The court accepted the appeal for protection after Maduro demanded in November that TikTok remove content related to viral challenges. The Venezuelan government has previously imposed restrictions on social media platforms.
A child who had been missing for 5 days was found alive this week in a vast game park inhabited by big cats and other wild animals in northern Zimbabwe. According to a statement, the young boy was reported missing from his home in a rural village on December 27th. The statement did not identify the child by name, but said he was 7 years old. A joint search operation involving park rangers, police officers, and members of the local community was immediately launched, but heavy rainfall hindered the effort.
Human footprints were discovered in an area of Matusadona National Park on December 30th, and the boy was successfully located during the early morning hours of December 31st. Zim Parks said, remarkably, it is estimated that he walked through the harsh terrain of the lion-infested Matusadona National Park for 49 kilometers from his village to the point where he was found. During this period, he survived on wild fruits and dug small holes along the dry riverbank to access underground water to drink, a technique well known in drought-prone areas. The boy has since been reunited with his family. He was taken to a local clinic for preliminary examinations and later transferred to a hospital for further medical evaluations.
Chile's President Gabriel Boric traveled to Antarctica's South Pole on Friday, becoming the first Latin American president to set foot there. Chile's government said in a statement that Boric led the historic 2-day trip, named Operation Pole Star III, to enhance environmental monitoring of pollutants in Antarctica. He traveled with scientists, armed forces commanders, and government ministers to Punta Arenas. From there, they made several stops before finally reaching the U.S.-run Edmondson Scott South Pole Station.
Chile is one of 7 countries with a territorial claim in Antarctica, alongside Argentina, Australia, France, New Zealand, Norway, and the United Kingdom. It is also a signatory of the Antarctic Treaty, which stipulates that the continent may only be used for peaceful and scientific purposes. While Chile has historically conducted scientific activity in Antarctica's northern sector, the government now aims to expand research into the western part of the continent. Boric called his trip to the South Pole an honor and a source of pride. According to TVN, he said, "This is a milestone for us. It is the first time a Chilean and Latin American president has visited the South Pole."
The answer for yesterday was B, contaminate. The factory's waste has been dumped into the river, causing serious environmental damage and leading to the river being contaminated with harmful chemicals. Did you answer correctly? Now let's delve into today's news. Biden blocks Japan's Nippon Steel from acquiring U.S. steel. Number 1, defer, 延迟推迟. The meeting was deferred until next week. Number 2, stabilize, 稳定. The government is working hard to stabilize the economy. Number 3, condemn, 谴责. The community condemned the act of violence. Next, we have a multiple choice question for everyone to practice. Which answer would you choose? You can write your answer in the comments section. The correct answer will be announced tomorrow. And that's all for today's Funday News. Be sure to tune in to Funday News from Monday to Friday and click the link below to join Funday for free. I'm Johnny Wu, your host. I'll see you next time.